Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Well, Hazy, next year sees the return of an absolute cult favourite. It is called Gladiators. The host of it is Liz, Ellis and Beau Ryan, and they join us in the studio now. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Love a redo.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day, like Vulcan, Tower, some of the Gladiators.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys back on the screens.
Oh, it's great to be back. And it's great to have Gladiators back. Lots of people asked me when we started, do you remember, like when you were growing up watching Gladiators? I'm so old that I was actually grown up when Gladiators started. But I do remember. I remember Vulcan and Delta, Storm, like all those guys.
So
They were
fierce.
so big and fierce and strong and scary.
Yeah. And what about you, Beau? What's your memories of
Well, it was iconic for me. I mean, mid-90s, I grew up, I idolised Hammer.
Hammer?
Obviously, he played rugby league. I played rugby league. I wanted to be a rugby league player. That didn't work out for me. Technically, I did play, but, well, here we are. We are. But I just remember, again, Vulcan, Hammer, Delta, and then getting home and then pretending my lounge was the pyramid.
Yeah, right.
But it was so iconic. And stepping on set first day with Liz for this new season, full circle moment, hey?
Yeah.
It was really, I had tingles the entire time.
Well, we've ticked off the Gladiator box, but let's get to the real stuff because Hazy desperately wants to talk rugby league with you and I desperately want to talk netball with Liz. So here we are.
Can't believe, Beau, you sold yourself short there. What, 110, 120 games?
127. But, but who's counting, right?
What, about 100 of the West Tigers, which means as well that you know the great Benji
So you
Marshall.
Yeah, it was funny. The other day I was going for a swim in Sydney and this kid, he was about 11 years old, a little Islander kid from out west of Penrith, and he said, you used to play NRL because he was with his dad. His dad noticed me. I started talking to him. I said, yeah, who do you go for? He goes, Penrith. He goes, who did you play for? I said, the Tigers. And he started laughing his head off. I said, the Tigers used to be good. And he said, when? And I said, how old are you? And he said, 11. I said, before that, we were good.
So you would have grown up idolising this guy, right?
Yeah, rugby league back then. I mean, I think, did you get there in 2005?
The funny thing is, I went to the Tigers won the comp in 2005.
Yeah.
I went to Tigers 2006. I retired in 2015. Sharks won in 2016. So join the dots there and work out who was the problem.
Yeah.
And I think you set the Sharks up.
I set the Sharks up,
Yeah.
and I mean, look, the West Tigers. I had some of the best times of my life at the West Tigers. It was good. We had a great community. Leichhardt Oval is still very special. I took my daughter there round one. It was fantastic last season, although they lost. It's special, and I've still got mates I talk to regularly. I'm very lucky now that the Tigers coaching staff is pretty much my four closest mates at the time. So
Yeah, right.
if you need tickets, man, or
Yes,
anything like that, merch, there's plenty of free merch lying around.
There is.
Don't ask him because he will tag along with you to a game. He will not let you out of his sight. He will beg you to have beers with him. It's going to be very sad.
Different experience watching an NRL game versus an AFL game down here. But I don't want to embarrass you, but watching the footy show growing up, you changed it. Like, you changed what you can do on some of these shows. Beau knows you genuinely broke down a barrier of just, I suppose, how loose you could be. So much fun.
I was lucky. I mean, I started doing the footy show in 2009, and I was lucky that because I like Gladiators, I grew up watching it.
Yep.
And I was very fortunate that when I started with the footy show, there was no rules.
Yeah.
They just said, take a microphone and go wherever you want for as long as you want. And in Sydney, Western Sydney, even down south, the scripts wrote themselves, really. It was good. And look, pretty much overnight, obviously I was playing first grade at the time, but then I sort of blew up a bit, and my wife was on the journey with me when we were younger, but it got to the point where, like, because I could approach people, and I would just literally approach anyone, anywhere, from police stations to schools to I don't know why I paired them two together, but it was random. I could just randomly approach anyone, so people thought they could do that for us.
Yeah.
So it was a tough period though. Like we'd be out having dinner or be before a game or even when I got home. People felt like they could just come up to me and come
nice,
into
though.
our space. It was good. Hard for my wife, but it was good for me.
Yeah. Can we talk to Liz now?
Yeah.
Talk to
Oh my
Liz.
God, I've been dying to.
Best netballer of all time.
Best netballer of all time.
Arguably.
And I grew up idolising Liz, watching you play, Liz. And I
thanks,
very
Joe.
embarrassingly said to Hazy, I hit you up on a plane once and I'm so embarrassed about that. I just wanted to say hello. I just wanted to say hello.
Oh, that's so nice.
No, it's not. It's creepy.
No, it's nice. I love it when people come to say hello to me. And
Yeah.
I feel like like my husband laughs at me because I think the world's a great place. People smile at me, they say hello to me. Like, I think the world's beautiful. And then when we go overseas, I go, people here don't smile. It's like, it's because they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Is this what the rest of the world has to put up with? No one smiles at them
I
and
thought
says,
everyone was lovely.
I know, like the whole world's beautiful. People tell me that they love netball and everything, the world is happy. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you still living on a farm?
I do still live on a farm in northern New South Wales.
Yeah.
Just dodging fires after dodging floods.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah. You know, that's all right though.
Liz is the end goal. She's the end goal. She's comes down, does Gladiators for however long we filmed for.
15 years it felt like.
And then goes back to her little retreat. She's got a beautiful place up in the North Coast.
Yep.
And then comes down when it's hard when you're trying to do voiceovers together.
Yes.
Because we have to do voiceovers for the show, and we have done none of 12.
No.
To be honest with you. and they're
not
trying to line up
well.
when I'm usually never at home,
Yeah.
never in Sydney, and when Liz is never around as well. So we're going to try and knock some out today.
We are, but I also think that we should try and get like a recording studio in Byron Bay. I live near Byron Bay.
Or get someone else to do it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Who else sounds like us?
I reckon
Jodie
Vulcan-
and Hazy.
You guys look like us. You sound like us.
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Do you know what I mean?
I play
Yeah.
netball like Liz.
You
Yeah.
do, although Hazy has bigger calf muscles than
He
you.
does, and he
That's
probably
right.
plays better rugby league than me.
I'll put some pants on, but if someone ever said you look a little bit like Beau Ryan, I would absolutely tip my hat to
You'd
that.
take it, wouldn't you?
Did you just say I'll put some pants on?
He does the
I'll put
show, he
some
does the
pants
show
on.
most mornings
Yeah,
without
right.
pants.
So,
Yeah.
listener,
If
let
I'd
me
legs like that, I
paint the
wouldn't.
picture. Like,
Yeah.
I can only see Hazy from the waist up, so I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, that's an HR thing. They made me elevate the desk above waist height. So,
We said we can't make him wear pants, so just put the desk up so we
Yeah,
don't have to
right.
look at it, you know?
It's fine.
I might
best.
sneak around later for a little peek. I won't touch anything.
No, she's allowed to have a little look.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe a little slap.
We're free spirit.
A little tickle.
Free spirit in South Australia.
I
That's
did,
exactly what we do.
I did ask to see your calves and you won't show me.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't. I'm just all upper body. No legs.
Yeah.
No legs, you know
That's
what I
what you do post footy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, you know what? I just want to look strong. I don't want to be strong. I just want to look strong.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, from the outside, muscle's fantastic, but your inner abdominals, useless.
Yeah.
Your transverse abs.
Yeah, my cardio useless.
Speaking of that, you weren't shy to reveal a little bit of yourself on The Amazing Race because there was a little thing going around of you and your budgie smugglers this year. Is that right?
Yeah, see, last year I did it, but I lost my luggage last year, so that was my excuse.
Right.
I also lost my luggage this year.
Okay.
I just remembered.
It's be a common problem.
No, look, we go to some of the hottest places. Like for this season, we're lucky. We've been everywhere. I mean, India and Africa are hot, but Southeast Asia is the hottest I have ever been in my life.
Really?
Anywhere in the world. In the middle, I think it was just before wet season. The humidity is unrivaled.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I like taking my clothes off anyway. So any excuse.
I feel like
I
feel like
subscribe to that.
I feel like lost your luggage is a euphemism.
I don't really take luggage.
No, when we're on the set of Gladiators, you kept
Yeah.
saying, I
Yeah.
lost my luggage. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're at home.
It was hot. Yeah, but how hot was it in that studio?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like-
Never
luggage
been
mine.
seen
What's the
with
difference?
carry on in his life.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, but he walks like he's got carry on.
Yeah,
a lot of
there you
luggage.
go. There you go.
Was it hot in the jungle, by the way?
Oh, no, not
Okay.
overly hot. Yeah,
Right.
no, I felt like it should have been hotter, but anyway, no, it was very. We had a lot of time with not a lot to do in the jungle, as Beau would know.
Yeah.
So you see what you see in the show is all cut up, but there's a lot of time where you're sitting around just.
What do you want to do?
What was the hardest thing about that show?
Oh, the hardest thing was just not being able to talk to my family.
Yeah,
so
right.
missing my family.
Okay.
The best thing was that for a month, no one said, Mum, what's for dinner? Which was unreal. Like it was, thank you, Lord. Just a little bag, sometimes a bigger bag, but mainly a little bag came down every night. And
Yep.
someone else cooked it. There was a chef in the jungle. There's not a chef at my house. So that was really good.
Yep.
But the hard part was not knowing, I don't know, how the family was going. I've got a little girl and a little boy
Yeah.
and big husband. And, like it, you just, for a month, you go in there, you don't have a phone, you don't have a watch.
Yep.
So I had to learn how to cook rice without timing it.
Okay.
It's a skill that I've got from the jungle. It's my one skill. That's
Yeah.
all I've got. And just killing time. So we actually got to have lots of conversations. But I don't know about you, Beau. You have these long, really deep conversations with people, right? And then you get out of the jungle and you see them. And you actually don't know how to relate to them like
Yeah.
rapid fire
Yeah.
because you're just used to going, how are you feeling? Especially Harry Garside, he always wants to ask the deepest questions. And I see him, I'm like, mate, I don't have time for one of your conversations anymore.
Got nothing in common anymore now you're not in the jungle.
Sorry, Harry.
Should we tell you a little bit about Gladiators while we're here?
We've got you. Some of the athletes as well. We've got two South Australians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Damien Gilbert Ryder, who's Cobra, and also a guy who's close to us because
Yes.
we've done some stuff with him, is Kwame. He is Maximus, and he is one of the biggest units of all time.
He has the biggest legs. And do you know what the problem is with these guys? When they all got announced as Gladiators, I started to follow them on Instagram. So now my algorithm's ruined because I used to have this algorithm of wine and cheese and beer.
Yeah.
And now all the algorithms suggested for you is all
porn.
these. Yeah, that's
It's just Kwame shirtless.
well, it still is a bit soft porn because we get Viking and Cobra and Maximus, but now I get all this fitness stuff. I don't want fitness stuff. I'm too old for fitness stuff.
Yeah.
Cobra especially. I mean, if these athletes, the Gladiators are the fittest, strongest specimens. I think Liz will agree that I've ever been around.
Amazing.
And our contenders, to put it into context, our contenders would be the fittest people in Australia. So our contenders would be the fittest people you'd see at your local gym from all walks of life. They might be a firefighter, a plumber, a nurse, but they're super fit people that specialise in different things. And then they come up each event against fresh, big, strong, mobile gladiators. Cobra especially, he's a little bit older, but he was one of the most well-rounded athletes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, wow.
Really well-rounded. They get tested. There's a lot of pressure on the gladiators, I'll be honest. The pressure is on the gladiators because it's theirs to lose, right? And we dangled a carrot that our winning contender from this season will become a gladiator next season.
Yep.
So there was plenty on the line.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that means does someone get knocked out? Do we handpick one of the gladiators not to come back?
I hope it doesn't mean that two gladiators don't become the hosts and you and I get knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That'd be awkward.
Well, we got 4-year contracts. Yeah, so no.
I got a 10-year contract.
I only got 4.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Well, this is true. Mind you, you are doing every show on Channel 10. I think you'll be reading the news soon, won't you?
If you want. Whether in Adelaide is cold, which I didn't read.
That's a good assumption.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.